Let's talk a little bit about leads and measuring leads. Obviously, this is, a perennial quest to get it right and to get everybody speaking the same language. We found this year in the research that there's still a good number of marketers who are struggling on this point. There's around 30% who don't know or are not feeling like they're tracking with any kind of accuracy or a degree of granularity their lead and their lead cost, and only 20% of B2B organisations said that they clearly measured and communicated their return on marketing investment. And of course that then has flow-on effects in terms of how marketing is seen within an organisation, how it's valued within an organisation, and getting buy-in to do more exciting things, take more risks, experiment and test and learn more. So what do you think is going wrong here? Why is the gap still there? We've obviously been having that conversation a while. Where are we still falling down?
It's a big discussion, isn't it? And I think, even at Salesforce, it continues to be, a journey that we're on. But I think there's a lot that we can learn from the sales organisation. I mean, they're pretty fantastic and disciplined when it comes to, measuring their success. I mean, first of all, they clearly understand what their metrics of success are. It's pretty simple for them. They need to understand whether they're going to make their budget or targets at any point in time. They need to understand, whether they have enough pipe to sort of be able to make those metrics in the future. And they also understand how productive they are. So I know with my own team, I really encourage them to sit in on regular sales forecast calls or pipeline calls to sort of really understand what matters to the business and really the vernacular that they speak in as well. And it's pretty simple in Salesforce in terms of what the sales teams expect of marketing. First of all, they want to understand, how many validated leads or sales-ready leads that we are generating for them. Secondly, they want to understand the value of the pipe that we're creating for them. And they have historically been, I suppose, the key metrics that we talk to the business in. But there's been, of recent times, additional pressure to really be able to demonstrate marketing's value back to the business in terms of that pipe that we create, how much is actually closing. So about 6 years ago, 6 months ago, we revamped a number of our key metrics, and that's becoming now quite a critical metric for us in terms of measuring how much of the marketing pipe actually closes.
So is marketing responsible for that too? So do you make marketing responsible for tracking how many of the sales leads actually convert?
We do now. We have targets and we're tracking them, right? Yes, as we are now. So, practically speaking, we've built, if you like, a metrics funnel in order to be able to demonstrate our value back to the business. So, it starts with, how many responses do we need to create in order to get the number of validated leads or sales-ready leads that we need in order to generate that pipe. But between that lead stage and that pipe stage, we really need to understand what our conversion rates. So it's really a process that we follow. I think it's also pretty important to take on board some of the metrics that the sales teams also have, or some of the understanding they have, in order to inform your targets and your measurements. Things like average deal size or the length of a deal cycle, really, to help inform that as well.
And of course, all of those insights aren't just going to help, capture and communicate better, more detailed ROI. They're also going to improve the quality of all of the different types of content and programming that marketing is responsible for. Obviously, I would say the content output, content marketing is going to get more acute and more on the money, the more you have an innate understanding of exactly what that journey looks like, what those sales cycles look like in detail, deal size even, you're able to tailor your communications across the board in a much more specific way.
Once it gets online, it's actually really easy to track. It's obviously the disconnect of above line or content or leadership to then get it online, and what channel is really delivering each one. I don't think anyone's actually really nailed that. If they say they do, I think they're lying. But I'm totally in agreement in the fact that it is a hand-in-hand role with the sales team, and a little bit like everyone's responsible for the customer, everyone's responsible for the number. And so everyone should be rallying behind the number. And so marketing's job is to feed the funnel, and feed the funnel with good quality leads. the quality that obviously converts but stays. And I think it's actually, we have to follow those numbers all the way through. And I mean, we have a golden rule in marketing, and I put my hand up and say that I didn't used to be like this, was that if we can't track it, we actually don't do it now. And we've stopped quite a few things that maybe, you know, might still work, but it actually has sort of built a bit of rigour into the team about why we do stuff, when we push back, but also how we demonstrate our value and how we have a seat at the table.
Yeah, so a few things what you're saying there. I mean, you need to sort of select and agree on what the metrics are, and you can't measure everything. And I think there needs to be common definition and agreement on what those definitions are, because how many arguments can you get into what is a sales ready lead from a marketing perspective versus what the sales team think is a sales ready lead. So once you agree, I mean, you then basically have a scorecard. And I think it's then important to create a cadence through which you are jointly evaluating your performance together as a team with no finger pointing.
Absolutely.
And if there are some gaps, that you actually are solving for those gaps together as a team. So I think sales and marketing alignment on that whole measurement and value to marketing is really important in the way that we approach it.
Absolutely. Are you seeing those types of tactics and strategies to solve that in the organisations you come to contact with at ADMA?
Look, I think that there's a number of the measurement and attribution question that's been raised. No one has solved it, and we talk about it all the time. And I think it's a constant struggle to know what's working, what's not, etc.
Yeah, and I mean, as an experienced marketer, you do still have to trust your instincts.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think there is a degree of that. There still is a disconnect between sales and marketing in many of the organisations that we speak to. And look, I think it's been an age-old problem that's the case. But I think giving people the joint responsibility and the joint KPI, that it's not that the lead's handed over from marketing and then sales take it from there. It's actually you are jointly responsible for this.
Yeah, you really
and so
co-own
sales
the
can be
outcome.
asking marketing, but just as much as marketing can be asking sales, and putting that together can help to stop them falling through the gap in the middle there. But yeah, it's an ongoing problem.
No, it definitely is. I think you're absolutely right, though. I think that sense of co-ownership, it's very easy if you're really not following the number all the way to the end, as you say, with the best of intentions, it does become a handball at some point if you're not on the road till the end and you're both jointly accountable for that. Yeah.
I mean, I used to describe it as passing the baton, and then I thought, well, hang on, you dropped the baton. And then I thought, is it like a three-legged race? You know, we're all in it together, running to the end. Haven't quite worked that one out yet.
Potato sack race.
Yeah.
Sales and marketing together.